much money did I make selling items found in my $800 abandoned storage unit? Let's take a look. There you have it. I won't say those are the final results because there are actually many other items that are going to be going up to auction in future auctions. We didn't have them all auctioned off at one time. We still had some other research to do, bins to go through, so we put only a certain amount in the auction. Now, this auction was an online auction available to bidders throughout the United States. You could have the items shipped to you, or you could also do pickup if you were somewhere in the area. I'm very happy with the results. Now, some of you may say, oh, well, why did that only sell for this amount? And I can't believe you only got this for that. That's how the cookie crumbles. I have no qualms about it. I feel that the items did very well. They did much better, I think, than what I could have offered them on eBay, plus shipping some of those things. I don't want to do it. Also, obviously, bringing some of the items to the flea market, you wouldn't have gotten that much because there would have been some haggling, some, while I see here online, you know, that sort of thing that happens at the flea market. So I'm very happy with what the items sold for, and knowing that we have other items going to auction, I think that, you know, this was and will continue to be a very profitable storage unit. I think in the world of mixing YouTube with reselling, we often try to inflate prices. I mean, I don't. I try not to, but to make it look good. You know, I spent thousands of dollars on the storage unit. I'm going to make $1 million. I wish that would happen to me, but I do like to be more realistic and look at the actual numbers that come in. I base those numbers off of eBay sold comps, other sold comps, and just my knowledge of what sells and what doesn't sell at the flea market. So I'm very happy, again, so far with the results from the auction. And then we still have a bunch of things to sell at the flea market. If you remember, this unit had tote after tote after tote of books, and some of them were suitable for selling online, but the majority were not. But Renee, they were great. Yes, they were really good history books, but the issue is when you look on eBay, because I sell on eBay, and there's 50 of that same book listed, and they're listed for $8.99 and free shipping. Me personally, I'm not going to take the time to photograph it, to list it, to note any issues with the, you know, the dust jacket, and then stick it up there for $8.99 with free shipping, having to pay for the shipping supplies, for my time listing it, and then for the eBay fee, etc., when I could just take it to the flea market and put it in $1, $3, or $5 bin and sell it that way. That's just me. The books were in great condition, but again, if I see listing after listing after listing for that same book and the prices are on the low side, I would rather just take it to the flea market, offer it at a good price so someone else can buy it, read it, and enjoy it, versus listing it online. a very profitable unit in terms of items to resell, and it's only going to go up from here. We still have the snowboard, the snow boots, the clothing associated with snowboarding. We have those that we still have to list. That might be, probably we'll save that for an auction as well, but wait a little bit until we get into that season because I'm not sure how much a snowboard would go for in the middle of July. So those will wait on too. And then again, as I said, we have some other items that still have to go up to auction. So the profit total is just going to keep going up and up and up. And then included with the flea marketable selling items, that'll just be added to it. So very, very happy with those results. Adding on to the discussion of auctions and reselling, I thought I would just speak a little bit on the question of eBay and why I do not share my eBay store. I'm asked this quite often, and I've talked about it a little bit here and there, but hey, here, let's just get it all out in this little segment. So there are many reasons. The first is that when I started YouTube, I had no intentions of linking my eBay with my YouTube channel. I have been buying and selling on eBay for many, many, many years, and it just never crossed my mind to kind of merge my eBay with my YouTube channel. Now, I do have an Etsy shop that is associated with my channel, but I haven't listed on Etsy in a few months. I do have many things to list on Etsy. It's just that is kind of at the bottom of my to-do list. I will be listing, I'm not going to give a date when, but so I have my Etsy shop that's associated with the channel. I just never intended to, nor will I, include my eBay in with my channel. Why? Well, I'm not an eBay guru. I'm not an eBay teacher. I sell on eBay what works for me. Many people ask for eBay advice. I think giving out eBay advice or giving out eBay lessons, there's a lot of things that would be involved. You know, what's your living situation? What's your financial situation? What's your storage situation? What's your family situation? Where do you live? How do you source? Where do you source? Do you have auctions, estate sales, yard sales, thrift stores available to you? Or do you have to rely on buying and sourcing everything online? Are you homebound? Are you able to get out? There's so many little intricate details that I think one has to look at in terms of reselling and what suits you, because what works for me might not work for you. And I don't want to press that and then have you say, well, I've been following what you've been saying, you know, I've been modeling my reselling after your reselling, but it's just not working out. I don't want to do that. I think that there are so many different factors in terms of reselling that are often overlooked, and I don't want to push a certain method or a certain style or say, well, just take a look at my eBay shop and base your own shop off that. I think that that would be a disservice. So that's another reason why. I guess I don't want to be held responsible for the success or failure of your eBay. You just have to do what works for you. You know, if you only have the ability to source online for eBay, then that's a whole nother ball field that I don't have that situation, so I can't speak on that situation. But yeah, so that's another reason why I don't share. Also, I think that kind of merges with the love-hate relationship that we often see with YouTube resellers with eBay. You know, there's been no sales for 12 hours, eBay's awful. Then that next day I had the best sale of my life on eBay. eBay's great. Or eBay changed this, and this rule again, I'm going to quit eBay. Then 2 days later, oh my gosh, I had, 50 sales today on eBay. What's going on? This is amazing. What is it? Do you like selling on eBay or do you dislike selling on eBay? The flip-flopping, gonna make me sick from all the flip-flopping, all the movement back and forth. I've done the antique booth and I disliked it. I had to pay, you had to pay the monthly rent at this facility. I also had to pay a commission on every sale. It was about 45 minutes away from where I lived. I had the smallest booth area possible, and it was not working. So I stopped doing that. So I rely on online selling places like eBay and Etsy, and then also the flea market. But I don't, diss eBay or speak bad about eBay, because I have been able to resell on eBay for many, many years. And while I don't always necessarily like some of their decisions on things, or, when they raise prices, it still is the best option for me. So you won't find that flip-flop back and forth. I might question some things, but I'd rather just keep that kind of private and just know that for me, again, eBay is the best selling platform for me. So the love-hate relationship with eBay, you won't find that here. I also buy on eBay, and it is a great place to source for your own personal collection, because sure, I can walk into a local antique mall, but am I going to find that specific thing that I wanted? Whereas I can go on eBay and there might be a few listings for it. So the next item, and I think this is probably the most important thing, is that another reason why I don't share my eBay is that there is so much negativity, negative discussions on YouTube resellers and the prices they receive on their online selling platforms, whether it's via Whatnot, eBay, Etsy, etc. Often the discussion focuses on the YouTube content creator only being able to get those prices because of their YouTube channel and their followers. And I don't really want to be a part of that discussion. Now, I completely understand that there are many viewers and followers of channels that they might not want a t-shirt with the channel's logo on it, or they don't want a hat, or they don't want a coffee mug. They want to be able to buy or bid on the item that they saw you pick up at the flea market. And especially on a platform like Whatnot, with the swiping, that price can jump in an instant. So that item, there might be 12 others of that item, that exact same item listed on eBay, but you're in this YouTube content creator's Whatnot show and you're excited because you want that item, and you go and swipe, and the bid, it said, might say bid $10, but by the time your little finger goes and swipes, it could have jumped to like $50 or $60. So you might pay a little bit more than what you could from an eBay store, but you're caught up in the moment, you're having fun in the show, and you want to support that YouTube content creator that you enjoy. And there's nothing wrong with that, But yes, that does happen a lot on Whatnot. So be careful. If you are new to Whatnot, custom bid is your friend. This way you do not swipe and it's like a gajillion dollars, because I've seen that happen in many streams. But that also happens with eBay as well, where there's a discussion that, so-and-so has something listed for $30 and there's 10 of them available in other eBay stores for $15. I don't want to be involved in that. They're putting yourself out there on social media. You get both positive and negative remarks, comments, questions, etc. But I think I would rather control that aspect, or that negative discussion about YouTube resellers and the prices they receive, and just not have my eBay be a part of it. I'm sure even from showing the sold items from the auction of my $800 storage unit, there's going to be criticism or critiques about the prices, but hey, I let the public decide what they wanted to pay, and that's what happened. And I'm fine with that. But again, if I could not have that talk about my eBay, then I would prefer not to, because they can get pretty crazy. That's for sure. So the question has finally been answered as to why I don't share my eBay. Now, I'm sure some of you might disagree with the reasons that I have, but those are my reasons and I'm sticking to them. I will probably in a future video at some point casually mention the other results from additional auctions that will happen on the $800 storage unit auction. As for items sold at the flea market, those are a little bit harder to keep track of because you're just having people bring up piles of things to you. And so I'm not really writing down, okay, 7 books from the storage unit, 2 things from that storage unit. I kind of just keep a little tally in my head, but I can definitely provide an update on the future auctions and the results from those. A really great experience. Will I ever be able to top that storage unit? I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. It's just a matter of that storage unit coming up for auction and being the winning bidder. So we shall see, but fingers crossed, maybe this year, who knows? Who knows what storage units might come up or what other opportunities and adventures arise. You just never know. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, a bit of a low-key little discussion video, but hopefully I answered some of your questions and that you all are happy with the update on the unit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time for the next adventure, whatever that may be, here at Paper and Moose.